Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, depending on where you're watching us from, of course, and welcome back to the North American closed qualifiers for ESL One New York 2017. My name is Blue, and I'm going to be joined once again by Little Man here today as we dive into these semifinals and finals, of course, to get to see who's going to be pushing forward into the New York main event itself. That's going to be coming up in just a few weeks. We have Cloud9 versus compLexity. A little bit later, we're also going to be seeing CLG take on the winners from yesterday's match against Energy. That was Rise Nation, actually, that we saw take them on there. And it was on this map that they managed to push through. But we are going live into our very first map here into the pistol round, so let's jump right into it. Cloud9 starting off on the CT side, and compLexity going to be trying to push directly forward over here onto the A bomb site. As they hold it back, Rush is first to strike from back over here inside of the pit. He'll pick up one, looking for a few more, but Peter responds now, taking down Skadoodle from within the site. Rush is able to get one more, but it's not long until he goes down, and Tarek also falls shortly after that, leaving it in a 2v3 post-plant scenario. As soon as the plant goes down, of course, compLexity are going to be able to get that without too much trouble, and now it's up to Stewie and Swag to clutch things out here for the C9 side of things. Stewie with a quick headshot starts it off well. Swag having a little bit more trouble, though. He's been pushed back, and he's down at 2 HP, trying to restore that. Not going to happen, and now Stewie left alone in the 1v2. He does get himself back up to the platform, was able to push forward, getting back control over the site at the very least, but he still had to look for those 2 more kills, couldn't make it happen, and with that, compLexity was able to take control over the pistol.
Yeah, that was a nice fast pace by compLexity, just going up the middle and splitting the halls as well. Looks like Tarek and Rush got a little confused and they were both at the half wall, but nonetheless, Peter got a good pick on the arch and got a 3K in the round.
And so with that, now compLexity takes a strong lead to start things off. There's always the chance, of course, for a Cloud9 upset to roll in that second round. So we're going to keep our eyes on that as they've gone for the usual force buy with Skadoodle saving up a bit. They'll even set up on the B bomb site, just expecting a hit to come in this direction. No aggression at all from Cloud9 is going to be seen out from the B bomb site here. They're just going to be posting back and hoping they see a big rush that they can punish with these deagles under their pistols they have built up. And they may get that opportunity, specifically for Swag here, working on the deagle, just to time that peak properly. The other 3, of course, just patiently waiting on the A-bomb site. They're taking a very similar stance. Rush is slightly peeking onto the site, but no one even dares to go towards mid-choke or anything. So it's a pretty passive round with the way that this has started off so far. Nobody really trying to take any kind of map control on the compLexity side either. So it's pretty much just a standstill until compLexity makes the first move here, since Cloud9 has decided to put 0 aggression into this round whatsoever. It's going to start changing up a little bit. We can see Android moving into the apartment, starting to investigate there. A few of the other players obviously had already pushed up towards Old Car, but they're forming up a bit more now to actually throw some nades into that site. So we can expect in a few moments here that they'll actually be able to push over in and try to make a take happen. Cloud9 changed up the formula a little bit here, putting Swag in the actual site instead of just jiggle peeking from CT. So Stewie is going to be alone over here on this part of the map, and Swag will be ready to defend the site. It is definitely going to be a B hit, though, and Cloud9 has already sort of expected this. They've already rotated over Skadoodle, and there's going to be a few more on the way in a second, too. Swag looking to impact, but missing all those opening shots. There's one from Stewie, but Swag down just seconds after that, as now Def trades out the kill. compLexity getting that site control, but it's not secure for very long. Tarek sneaking off a kill. Really, that's through CT as well. Able to take down Slemmy in the process. Yay, taking down Skadoodle and Stewie, though. Leaves only 2 up and running for the CT side. Android knows where they both are. compLexity a little bit close on the timer there, but they were able to go and get the plant going. And now, again, Tarek and Rush looking to clutch this out for the C9 side of things. Tarek specifically trying to push back in for Garden, but he's being given nothing from compLexity. compLexity actually pretty much just tucking behind cover, not even going to be risking this. So Cloud9 knows it's impossible, and since they still have to worry about that next round with a full save, they are going to decide to just fall back, save, and let compLexity get the second round start.
Yeah, Cloud9 had a quick rotate on that B take. They knew it was coming. They had Stewie boosted in spawn. Swag got his early pick and just stayed alive, but they just couldn't hold down the site. And Optic Boys decided to just stay alive and save for the next round. Which I think is a good decision. So.
Yeah, so now they're going to have the extra firepower a little bit on the 5.7s there to hopefully hold down the site a bit more, as compLexity may take this round in a bit more of a blunt direction. And we can even see more of those SMGs coming into the fray. Not looking to upgrade those to the rifles just yet. They do want to try and stack some cash, so we are going to see 2 MAC-10s in the ump on Death still at the moment, as they are going to be trying to clean up a little bit in this round, stacking up their money a tad before we do get to that first gun round coming up after this. It's, again, going to be very similar to what we saw in the previous round. CT setup's a little bit different. But for compLexity, they move up quickly towards Old Car. They take control over there, and then they just spread their players out, looking to play into a default here, and then form up within the next 30 seconds or so to go for an actual hit. But Cloud9 has 3 stacked towards B this time, just adding an extra man to the equation to hopefully help out a little bit, just expecting there to be another B play, and keeping 2 very, very forward on the CT side towards A. Just Rush, obviously watching from the cubby, and Tarek inside a boiler, trying to check for aggression too. compLexity, though, with how passively they're playing, I'm not going to see a lot of action until they actually start to push forward and take some of the CT zone map control away from them here, as it's going to be starting off very slowly for them, as it has in the past round as well. So it is going to be a little bit quiet here, but finally...
Might be a B fake here as well.
As now compLexity going to start that push in, trying to make some noise. They do have the smoke on site as a chicken comes running out from the smoke. But we saw Slemmy trying to wrap around, however, Swag outwitted him, and now Peter pushing up, catches one. Trades that out. He's going to get pushed from the other side, but nicely done. Holds his own against Swag there. Takes him down, and now Tarek's going to make this push outside. Gets the headshot on Def. That's another kill here for the Cloud9 roster as they even it back down into a 3v3. Still chaos, though, as they're trying to figure out where this hit's coming from, and Peter now pushing up onto the site. Android, while walking past his teammates, going to be able to finish off the job, taking down Skadoodle, and that's the site now under their control, leaving only Tarek and Rush alive. Tarek's got an ump, which he's going to try to run up Banana with, and Rush as well, still working with that 5-7. The smoke is not perfect. He does have a hole to try and abuse. And, well, he's not even going to use that. He's just going to push right inside of the church, picking up the kill on Peter. Ye responding with one of his own kills, and Android closes it out with a quick headshot on the AK there. But take out Rush and win the round for compLexity, but not necessarily in a clean fashion.
Yeah, that was decent damage by Cloud9. I think they managed to kill 3 and then 2 on the other round, so that's good by them. I also want to point out that they're keeping the same spots with the new additions on Cloud9. I see Stewie and Swagger playing B, which usually Stewie and Tim play B, so looks like it's just going to be put the Optic Boys in where Nothing and Shroud played.
Yeah, seems like that'll be a pretty good fit for them too, with the way that playstyles tend to play out here, in addition to the additional fragging power, of course. But now, on the first gun round, immediately Cloud9 unfortunately takes quite a bit of damage, both Stewie and Swag getting hit for 30 on Stewie, and just under 20 on Swag, so about 50 damage being done in total with that nade. A pretty good nade toss out overall. And it's going to push them back, scare them away from being aggressive towards Old Car. They will let compLexity push back up, which is weird for Cloud9. As normally,
yeah, it's good nade damage as well too.
Yeah, well, I was saying it's weird because normally, I mean, when it's Stewie and Swag playing here, they have no problems really against any team, just pushing out and trying to take aggressive control of Banana. But this time, I think after they got hit by that nade, they got scared off a little bit, so they choose not to challenge.
And they had
at all.
limited nades as well. I think say Force, so they didn't have Molotovs.
So they're going to be stuck back in the site, waiting for the actual push to work its way over towards the other side of the map, as Tarek, with a very well-placed nade, apparently was able to take down Def, knocking him out, and Ye took heavy damage too. He's down at 28. So now, with all that action happening towards A, it has kind of scared off the B players from Cloud9 a little bit too. They're starting to back up more towards CT to prepare for that rotate if they do need it. At the moment, obviously, Cloud9 still has all 3 players in the ace of the lives. There's no need for this yet, but as they push in, Slemmy is going to take down Skadoodle, and that should sound the alarms for the rotate pretty soon. They're still sticking over there, but now they're going to start to move in after Tarek picks up one additional kill. Slemmy wrapping in, though. That's the site under their control, and with his rotate coming in so late, it's really not going to matter for Cloud9. Swag's put up against a 1v3, and he's going to have no choice but to save as compLexity wins the first gun round, going up 4-0.
Yeah, compLexity just hit him with a wrap, and Skadoodle just couldn't connect the shot, and it was just crumble from there.
Yeah, and we saw a very late rotate coming out from the B players there. They were never really sure if it was going to be coming to their side or if it was going to be pushed into A, since it was all split up from compLexity, as it had been on some of the past rounds too. So just weren't able to figure that out quickly enough. Mainly, again, going back to the fact they didn't push out aggressively onto Banana at all, so they had very little intel about what was happening past the site. And as a result of that, they were kind of flying blind for most of that round, and when push came to shove, fortunately the actual site holders on A just weren't able to keep control, so they lost it, and with that, compLexity was able to push ahead. And now they've got a pretty solid lead built up here, and a nice 4 rounds on the T side already. They just have to try and build upon this here, as Cloud9 are going to be on probably just a half buy again, so just do it to be a little bit careful, as we almost saw an upset back 2 rounds ago. However, as long as they can take it slowly and manage these pistols properly, then I should see no issue why compLexity wouldn't be able to shoot up to 5 rounds here.
Yeah, I think Cloud9, like this new roster, will thrive on these kind of rounds where you just have a pistol armor. They got a lot of skill, so I could see them doing damage on these kind of rounds in the future.
Yeah, just on, I think it was round 3, right? Yeah, round 3. But, I mean, round 2 as well, they took out 2 players also, as things got a little bit chaotic there. But in round 3 specifically, we had a lot of trades happening over on that B-bomb site. It ended up with just 2 players left alive for compLexity when Cloud9 only had those 2 5.7s, and I think everybody else was full saved, or at most had like a P250 there. So they were even able to do pretty decent damage on that round. As now, again, compLexity takes it slow, which we expect on this type of round, like I was explaining before. Cloud9 for both Swag and Stewie again, sitting back, playing into the site. Swag does have the rifle here, so compLexity is going to want to be a little bit careful if they do try to push in towards B. But as far as A is concerned, it's a very jittery setup over there with Tarek and Rush sitting outside of the site, and Tarek moving all around here, and then keeping Skadoodle close to the wrap side this time. He'll get smoked back off. You'll note he's very close to Arches too. This is so in the event of a fast B play, he can try to wrap as quickly as possible over towards the other site. But right now he's sticking here, and he's actually probably going to take first contact, as it's looking like Android and the others will push up to the smoke, try to wrap around. There's the flash. Skadoodle is going to be sleuthy though, sneaks through it. He gets a shot from his opponent on the other side, but now he's able to push down mid. Missed his opportunity to get a kill on a player in mid, but now he's going to walk right out. Android doesn't even realize that he came around the corner there. So Skadoodle does trade out after the loss of Tarek and Swag. He's going to hold his own over here on the B bomb set. Gets the double kill against Def and Ye. 2 more pushing in. Stewie's able to steal 1, and then 1 more from Swag as Cloud9 pull off the upset round and go up 1-4.
Yeah, that was a weird exchange. Skadoodle and Android actually passed each other in that smoke, and then Skadoodle got into the brackets with Tarek and realized that it's going to be a B hit. So that was good info for Cloud9. And Swag just shuts him down at B.
And so now, compLexity is going to have to force their buy-in here. It's going to be an okay purchase, actually. Peter with the op and then 4 AKs. Semi-decent utility for most players. They at the very least get like 4 smokes, and then they have a couple flashbangs spread among the others, along with a molly and an HE grenade sitting on Ye. So they have that to fend off any fast plays through mid. Should that happen, and it's actually looking like that may happen, compLexity might now try to speed things up a bit here now after they've finally been defeated, primarily because of their slow play. So we will see if they try to pick things a little bit quicker here now. They've already moved in to take fast control of the apartments, which isn't like a huge feat anymore. It's pretty easy to move in there and grab it on the new version of this map, since you don't have to deal with the bedroom or anything like that. Sometimes the CTs get aggressive and push in there, but for the most part, they stay outside. And besides that, after they move in, well, they all pretty much fall back to group up over here towards Banana, as they're looking to make a pretty decisive push over to the B bomb site now. Well, there's still a minute left on the clock, so they're going to leave themselves a lot of excess time to get into this site. They still have those 3 smokes built up there too, but that's it. Cloud9, they've barely used anything. They still have 4 mollies stacked up on their team, so they're ready to hold this one off. And both of those or 2 of those 4 mollies are still sitting over here on the B site too, so they're more than ready to fend this off for a good 30-40 seconds if they need to. There's the first one. They do use a smoke to dissipate it, as the rest they're going to be pushing in. But there's the flower pot surprise. Swag hitting 1-2. So does Stewie, and he adds a 3rd onto the counter as well. compLexity get utterly dominated by the 2-man setup on the site, and that's a 2nd round for Cloud9, as compLexity is going to find themselves on an eco round.
Yeah, it looked like compLexity was just going for that contact B, but Stewie was in the spawn, shoulder peeking, baiting him, making him think that he was the spawn guy, but they forgot about the guy on boost, and that was just a clinic by Swag and Stewie.
No chance at all for compLexity. They get completely lost as soon as they push into the site. Trying to force the envelope way too early. Didn't force any of the early nades into Cloud9 or anything like that. So Cloud9, I mean, they just sat back, waited, and then when the time came, as soon as they heard noise, they mollied it out, slowed down the hit long enough for them to get into position, and then ripped it to shreds, essentially. And now, like I said before, compLexity is going to bring basically nothing to the table on this round, so you can expect something very basic, very straightforward, which Cloud9 should be able to handle pretty handily. And now as they do push in, there's a 3-man setup waiting for them over here at Porch. It's already turning into a pretty quick massacre here. 5 fast kills for Cloud9, no deaths at all, and they're now 1 round away from tying this up.
Yeah, compLexity went for the full save, and with the 3 loss bonus, they can get a decent buy here. I don't think Peter will be able to get an op, but let's see what they can do with 5 rifles.
They have the utility built up a little bit better this time too. Last gun run where they kind of had to force into it, they were able to get like an op and whatnot, but they didn't get the greatest amount of nades. Now they've got a little bit more. However, they're using a lot of it like right at the start. I think they have like 3 mollies. 2 of them are gone right at the beginning of the round. So they've only got 1 left sitting on Ye now. And they're going to want to use that, as they've had problems just taking the first contact against Cloud9 players. So if they can burn someone out of position early, just get them into the open or get them to look away for a second while they peek, it could be a huge advantage and a huge help to allowing them to get these first entry kills and get into the site, as that seems to be where they were struggling on that previous gun round now. And they will start to move up to take a pretty quick mid choke point control. No one from Cloud9 is really going to be contesting that, but they already do start to move over Stewie from the other side as he's going to take up a position at Arches. Yeah, also getting pegged down a little bit here too, but Stewie's going to be here to take the first battle. So he holds close up to the smoke, looking away, trying to dodge the flashbang. Unfortunately, looked away and just only looked into his death as there was no flash to be seen, and if there was, it came in very, very late. Swag will be rotating back over here now as Tarek and Rush look to hold off the rest of the site, but it's left to Android at the end of the day as he's the last man standing for compLexity. We'll have to deal with that rotate from Swag in a second, but after knocking out one more here, he does have a free path up to the site. However, in a second, as soon as this smoke fades, Swag, if Android doesn't pay attention, he's going to have the free kill onto Android. We'll take him down, complete the round for Cloud9. A little bit messier that time, of course, for them, but they still win it out. And with the money that they have, everybody over 10K at the beginning of this round, I'm sure they're not too worried about those losses currently.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy at the beginning. They didn't put any B pressure because they just failed at B before, so that was a good call by C9 to put 4 at A. But Stewie got like, caught off guard. He must have thought Ska was covering him. Little miscommunications, but Tarek and Rush helped finish out the round.
Well, after we see compLexity push out of spawn, it's another pretty conjoined push, so I imagine we could be seeing another pretty quick round here. As compLexity look like they are going to group up and try to quickly push their mid choke point again. You'll remember 2 rounds back they tried this, and it got destroyed pretty quickly by a very similar setup from Cloud9. They do have Skadoodle sitting on the other side. He's taking a very aggressive angle, actually, but he's going to get early warning on this one, so Rush and Tarek are going to have plenty of time to get into position to stop this hit now. And actually, Skadoodle just completely falls back, mollies it off. Is this going to hinder the push at all? And yeah, they do wait for it. So they're giving time to Cloud9 for them to set up for this. No rotates from the B site just yet. The smoke from Skadoodle actually was a bit imperfect. It doesn't completely block off mid-choke, so they're still able to push through that. And now get ready to wrap on a Skadoodle. We'll see if he can hold this one back off. Gets flashed, tries to fall back over here. Rush is going to move in to support a little bit as well, as he's able to pick up 2 kills quickly from that position. His teammate Tarek over here as well picks up the last couple of kills, along with Skadoodle getting 1 in there too. And Cloud9 once again win it out. This time, only 1 player going down.
Yeah, fairly flawless round there by C9, to be expected though. And now we got a good buy from compLexity. Pete's got the op. I'd like to see like a change of pace, maybe something aggressive at Banana, or maybe a faster contact mid.
Yeah, they've been playing in basically just these defaults for most of the half so far. We haven't really seen them experiment, except in the eco rounds with any type of different play. And obviously, as you've seen here, the eco rounds haven't gone too strongly for compLexity. They've been wiped off the board relatively quickly, and they haven't even gotten the best trades out of most of these situations. All right, well, now we're going to see this aggressive deep B play that we're used to seeing out of Cloud9. Skadoodle also already picking up a first kill, and I think spotting quite a bit of intel, too, because look at this. This is actually quite a gamble to do this early on in the round. Both the B players just completely abandoning the site, so they're going to take full confidence in the fact that this is going to be an A play and just rotate everyone over here early to make this round a little bit easier and again try to stack up the most money possible. Android picking up 1 kill. Def also finding a frag against Stewie too, so this is where this gets a bit dangerous here now as they don't have anybody to flank from B. They're just taking all these direct contact plays. They hold on though, and as Peter pushes in past the smoke, he is going to end up going down to Swag, which allows for Cloud9 to once again control the round.
Yeah, that was like a little change of pace by compLexity. I think they were trying to do like a Halls pop early on, but C9 is just always changing their positions. They had Skadoodle in the Halls, he got that early pick, and then it looked like compLexity didn't know what to do after that. And I'm assuming this is a pause by compLexity to talk about the future rounds, because it's only 6-4.
Yeah, and this has been all 6 of these rounds have been won by Cloud9 straight up, and during all 6 of these rounds, compLexity have failed to get a single plant yet. So not only have they been failing just in actually winning the round aspect, but they haven't even been able to get the bomb down in all these rounds either. So they've really fallen behind from how they started here with the pistol victory and the first gun round victory, and haven't been able to come back from it then. So this is a huge stride from Cloud9. You can already see that from the money as well, just how quickly they've been able to climb and really take control over this map currently. And compLexity is just getting absolutely nothing done in these last 6 rounds, so they really need to figure out a better way, strategically speaking, to try and punish Cloud9 and at least do some damage to them, because right now, unfortunately, Cloud9 is just running them over.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you could tell some of the Cloud9 rounds if you look at the scoreboard, like, they've had clean rounds besides, like, 2, so their money's really stacked. I think compLexity just needs to take a pause. This is a good time to take a pause and just think about what they want to do.
In the first 3 rounds they won, only 1 person died as well, just looking at that. And then things kind of started to get a little bit messier on rounds 8 and 10 when they lost 3 there, but I think that was mainly due to not rotating quickly enough there, and they lost a couple of players as a result of that. And that was because we weren't seeing as much aggressive play down banana, but we started seeing Stewie and Swag do a little bit more in the last round, so I think they are going to be a bit more confident to just push for that, especially now that they have really good control over the matchup. There's not as much risk anymore, so expect to see a lot more of those aggressive plays down banana.
And we get to see Swag picking up the double op as well. Looks like complexity's just going to go for a pistol armor buy and then get a good buy on the next round.
So if this goes by the way they've been playing it previously, you can expect complexity to just go for a big stack here and push in either A or B. They tried both on these eco rounds, neither of which have gone very well, but they do have a little bit more utility this time, so they might try to play a bit more of an advanced strat. We'll see, though, because they are spreading their players out, which is already uncommon for these eco rounds that they played previously. They're pushing 2 up banana, I think, to try and challenge the Stewie and Swag stack, but Swag sits back. He's ready for any push past the half wall. He might not spot a boost, though. This is where they could catch him. And it looks like they're both up there to do it. But, oh, Swag. You can't catch him, apparently. Flicks onto that one. Takes out Ye quickly. And already 1 down for Colt. As Swag does catch that jump up there. No chance at all being given to the guys in complexity trying to take him down. And after he gets that 1 kill, he's already happy with the 5v4 advantage. So, promptly falls back to the site. Stewie will take up a position on first oranges. And now they're ready for any type of B hit. And they're going to need to be ready as the remaining 4 players from Cole are prepping to try and push into the site as one big group. They don't have a lot of utility, as I mentioned previously. They only have 1 smoke and flashbang left. So at most, that's a CT smoke or maybe trying to get back into smoke back into emo or something like that to try to restrict Swag. But they don't even really know that he's back here yet, obviously, as he was opting up front before. So there goes the smoke and flash. The smoke actually, I think, missed or something like that. It was imperfect because, oh no, maybe this was on purpose, as it is going to let them to push through as Android is able to get a nice headshot on the Swag, taking him down. Slemmy takes down Stewie, too. So with that, they've got great control over the site. They've scavenged it up for free. That'll go into the hands of Peter. And because Cloud9 didn't really have great intel this is happening, their rotate's going to be coming in pretty late. Skadoodle just now arriving over here to the church position, and the other 2 pushing up banana, too. As you have Tarek and Rush getting ready to push in from the flank position. But they don't have any clue where any of the members from Complexity are positioned just yet because that fight went very quickly and very dominantly into the hands of Cole. Down goes 2 out of 3 of the members from Cloud9. It's all on Tarek right now. And he's surrounded. Andrew just sits in the back of Emo there, almost burning himself out, but he survives it. And so does the rest of Complexity as they piece together an eco round and bring themselves up to 5-6.
That was an impressive round by Complexity. All they had was a smoke and a flash, but they smoked close so the Swag could not see anything from Emo, and they just wrapped the back haul. Stewie jumped up on first oranges, didn't see anything. He once realized that they wrapped the back haul, and it was too late.
And so now Cloud9 invest into this one a lot more heavily. They do get the double op set up again. Swag is not going to be the one to take that secondary out, though. It's Stewie this time, and now they're going to be the ones to boost over top with a half wall. Ooh, Stewie has a free shot. It's another one, though, and is able to correct that first miss, taking down Def. Looks like Ye wanted to maybe try and push through for revenge. However, he's going to be a bit late to the party when he does finally go past the threshold here. Both Swag and Stewie have fallen back, and they're now setting up for the actual site hold. Swag getting boosted up into the flower pots, and Stewie back at the crypts. Actually, he's moving around. He might go emo instead, which is where Swag played last round. So they gotta be careful about that, though, because Swag kind of get wrecked, so they may want to change that up. Otherwise, they're going to expect to find him there again. However, it doesn't seem like they're going to push into B anymore, as they are trying to push through mid-choke directly through a smoke. So this is just hens of the slaughter for Tarek here, as he picks up 2 easy kills against Slemmy and 1 other. So all of a sudden, Complexity down to just 2 players left alive. Peter and Ye both stuck in mid. No real map control to work off of. Not even, up top bananas theirs anymore, as they fell back from that one. So it's possible that Cloud9 may have pushed up and taken more aggressive control. So they're basically stuck back trying to figure out just how they can try and spin this round back, or at the very least try to do some damage here. As Cloud9, in terms of their economical controls, in a very secure spot, even with the money dipping down now. Assuming they win this round with 5 alive, they're going to very quickly move back into a position where they're going to stack that up again. As at most, they're only going to have to invest into nades in the next round, which for most of these players is going to be like $1,000, $2,000 at most.
Yeah, it looks like Complexity is just opting to save, which isn't a bad call because it looks like some of them can still buy. So Peter could drop a gun.
Yeah, they still have that little bit of excess cash. Peter and Slemmy specifically, along with Android probably too, with the money that he's going to be able to pick up there. We'll probably have enough to be able to buy amongst those 3, and with the 2 extra guns, that makes up for it. But Cloud9 win it out on the timer, like I said before, with 5 alive. That's already helping them out to stack up the money, as they're each going to get an additional about $2,000, possibly more, depending on how many nades they rebuy going into this round. And yeah, you can see that right there. Only about Anywhere between like 500 and 2,500 being spent for Cloud9, but that's it. The expenditure on the complexity side being much, much more, as they have to drop guns all over the place. But it does make itself out to a full buy after they spread the guns around, so it's still a very decent purchase from complexity, considering those 2 saves. They didn't mess themselves up just yet by forcing into that, or by going into that last round there. And now, well, it looks like they're going to try to speed things up a little bit more, which is good. This is what we need to see from them. We need to see them taking the initiative. Unfortunately, Tarek also chooses to take the initiative this time with Rush, as they both pushed up down into the apartments there, where they were already able to steal 1 kill away from Def. Lighting up Peter, too, apparently, at one point here, as he gets brought down to 60 HP, and now smoking off the mid choke point will push complexity back, make them cancel their plans more than likely to go into mid this early. And they'll not have to sit back and run the timer down a bit, kind of reset Cloud9's defenses, and get them prepared, so that complexity can push into the situation properly and actually make a bid for this site. But again, losing more players. Peter at Boiler now goes down. Tarek's still ready to take this fight, and he's been completely undetected as far as I'm aware. Ye and Android both looking to push out a Boiler and mid-choke respectively. And Slemmy primarily just watching for a flank. Cloud9's already rotated the 4th player over here to the A-bomb site too, so I mean, they're ready to set this up and defend it. Tarek with a quick trade there, does try to go for the second, but he's going to fall to Ye. They do have Swag sitting back over here in the corner, ready to defend it, but that peek may have been a mistake. Now he gives himself away, smokes him into the corner. He's got a little arena set up for himself, but the problem is there's very little space in that arena. So Ye is going to be able to spray through the smoke, taking him down and evening this fight back into a 2v2. Complexity now swinging around that wrap side, trying to complete the push, but look who's flanking them right now. Rush is ready to move in and punish this before they can even get set up onto the site. He may have missed his opportunity, though, as when they go through the corner, Stewie also is not really able to push through and punish them too heavily. The nade bouncing off the ceiling, unfortunately doesn't do that much damage as it lands behind a box, but good attempt to do some extra damage here. Now, they slowly move in to pinch the site. There's the first kill coming out from Rush. He takes heavy damage, so when he takes contact in the second fight, he'll lose it, and Stewie now just waits for the peek, has the easy headshot to close out on Slemmy, and with that, wins out the 1v1 clutch, and gives another round to Cloud9. 8-5 will be the scoreline.
Yeah, it just seems like complexity is like one-dimensional. They keep sending groups of people at mid, or like groups of people at banana, but they don't like put pressure on the map all at the same time, so therefore, Stewie just opts down banana, Swag gets the early rotate, and that helps them win their round.
Well, complexity do end up, again, with just this half buy that we've been seeing quite a bit so far in this half. 2 of their players aren't even really able to afford armor, and they just go for a bit of a nade stack here. They're going to try to counter out the aggressive pressure on Banana, but Cloud9 have been pretty okay with kind of switching the game plan up here, so as soon as they hear those nades rolling in, they fall back and they set up for just a normal B hit, which is not even going to happen yet. Complexity is set up, stacked mid again, as you were just mentioning too. This has been their kind of go-to. Haven't really been too forceful with the way they've been playing this T side. So they're going to be sitting back and waiting to see where exactly Cole send their players towards. Tarek, he's going to be first point of contact, sees them pushing back out. He actually can't take down his opponent there, unfortunately, because he just dodges them with the air strafing. However, Tarek is able to hold on for 2 and now 3 quick kills against the complexity roster, as their half buys continue to unfortunately yield very minimal results, except for that one round they stole a couple back.
Yeah, Tarek and Rush were the only ones at A right there on an anti-eco, so that was kind of scary for them, but they held it down.
Well, it's going to be 9-5 heading into that last round. And complexity, still a decent half for them at the end of the day, picking up that first gun round. I mean, granted, only 2 overall rounds besides the initial 3-1, and only one of those I think was a full gun round. The other one was like a half buy they managed to sneak off. But still, 5 rounds on T side is definitely workable, and 6 potentially, of course, if they could win this round, since it is a full buy for them. Gun rounds haven't been going too well, so I'm not too confident. We'll see. Peter, nice shot though, actually. Cloud9. It's the first time I've seen them actually getting a little bit greedy and getting over aggressive there. Skidoodle pushing out, finding himself dead. Good flash to take down Tarek, and so goes down Rush too. So maybe my confidence was misplaced, as all of a sudden it's a 1v4 for Swag, and it's looking likely for complexity to swing in with the 6th round here. Swag, he's going to have to try and push forward. Smoked off on Moto's side, so not going to be getting a lot done there. And the sound cues give it away to complexity, so they're able to spray and take it off about a quarter of his health. Swag pretty much outmatched anywhere he goes here, too. Is even going past the mid-choke point now. He's going to have to deal with Peter. And there you go. Sinks the shot, takes down Swag. And complexity do secure that 6th round, making it a very close match at the end of the first half.
Yeah, complexity made a good adjustment. Ye pushed up banana and just snuck in there, got past Skidoodle, got a pick on Stewie. They were trying to do triple banana, and it just caught them off guard. And once they saw the triple banana, they just went lane quick, because they knew there's only 2A. That was a good play by compLexity.
And so now that we do see the sides switching up, compLexity is going to go over to the CT side, where hopefully they're going to shine a little bit better here on the gun rounds. Like I said, overall only 2 full gun rounds, 1 in that first half there, and one like half buy / eco round that they were able to piece together too, along with the first 3 after they won the pistol. So we can hope on CT side they're going to be a little bit better formulated. For Cloud9, this is the big test to see how well this new roster has been able to form itself on Inferno, as it can tend to be a bit unforgiving if you don't have yourselves put together on this T side and don't have enough strats to make it through the half. But it looks like we're going live, folks. So let's dive into it and see if Cloud9 can keep their strong lead going, or if compLexity is now going to bounce back and take the lead once again to try and win this first map. As this is a best of 3, we should clarify that.
Yeah, I think this is compLexity's map pick, so...
Let me double check real quickly. Pretty sure you're right.
Utility on Skadoodle and Rush. Rush has a Molotov. Should be interesting.
Yeah, so this is the compLexity pick, that X-Map's Train, which is Cloud9's pick. And that's the second time Cloud9 picked Train, I think, because they picked it in their other series too, if I recall properly. So
yeah.
Pretty fond of Train early on with this new roster, which makes sense considering they're bringing in 2 players from Optic, and that was one of their stronger maps for a while there too, especially towards the end of 2016 when they had that good run, beating Astralis at E-League and then almost beating them again at ECS, I think was the other league. But getting into this one, it's quick kills from Cloud9 as they go fast into the A-bomb site, already having full control of the site too, so Android and Slemmy are going to try to rotate in, but within just a few seconds it goes from a 5v5 to a 2v5. Android spots out a nice headshot there on Skadoodle, so let's take down at least one member of C9. But as Android starts to push in, he's going to find himself dead pretty quickly at the hands of Slemmy, or excuse me, at Swag. And Slemmy picks up the kill on the Stewie. As now the last man alive for compLexity will fall, and it does indeed give the pistol in the second half to Cloud9. The teams trade pistols, but under these circumstances, it's bad news for compLexity, as that's going to give Cloud9 a pretty secure lead to start up the second half, assuming they don't get ecoed in this second round.
Yeah, that was an interesting pistol by Cloud9. Rush got a Molotov and a smoke. He mollied top banana to make sure they don't get any info, and I just did a Halls pop. I like that.
Well, for Cloud9, they are going to spread their players out here in that second round. compLexity going for the usual force, and actually they're getting pretty aggressive inside of the apartments too. Ye's gonna have his little battle versus Tarek, and there you go. Tarek dead on the ground, the quick peek on the CZ. Tarek not even really given a chance to react to that one. Only does about a quarter of the damage off of Ye, so 1 or 2 bullets connecting at most.
Yeah, that was kind of a risky play by Tarek, to be honest. I don't know why he's in the boiler by himself. No one was really close with him.
Swag, though, gets revenge as he catches another player trying to push out through TFs, and oof, Ye also suffers the same fate. Same player, too. Swag getting both of those kills. So Swag doing a great job of bringing it back for Cloud9 there, making sure things don't get out of hand too quickly. Def was still waiting in pit, but he's the lone player here to defend it now. They still have a solid 2-man stack over here on B, and that flashbang, unfortunately, I think bouncing off, not necessarily going the way they wanted it to. Wouldn't have connected onto anyone anyway, as a Rush is sat pretty far back over here behind the logs. And for Cloud9, they're getting ready, I believe, to go towards B, which is going to be the right call considering compLexity finally rotated their players off of B, which I would have said to do about 30 seconds ago, but obviously in hindsight now, with Cloud9 pushing up Banana, it is not going to be looking so great of a move. Since they're going to walk right in, find an open site, and this will be an easy save call for compLexity here. There's not really much they can do.
Tarek's also playing pretty well. Sitting on 23 kills, close to the half.
I mean, it was him and Rush that were the main A-site defenders in that first half, and Tarek had most of the highlight plays. Rush kind of came in as backup a lot of the time, but it was all Tarek for most of that half on the defense. It was like who was the player from Rise that kept doing it on the A-site
I was
yesterday?
gonna say I think it was VSA.
Yeah, that's who it was. It was
like the same performance pretty much.
Just dominating that A-bomb site. Nobody could get past him. It was the same thing as VSA yesterday in the Rise match. So Cloud9 going to be shooting ahead. They don't get that second round eco. However, there were a few guns left on the ground, at least the one AK, as we can see, that since Tarek got dropped in window room. So Def's going to be able to move in and get that free pickup there. So they do carry at least one AK into this next round. They'll have a little bit of firepower. Besides that, though, they are still going to be lacking, as this needs to be their full save round. The 2K and 2050 on Ye and Android is not really enough to justify a force buy here. So they'll have that AK, but that's really going to be the only big gun they have, We do
Def should also drop his CZ to someone. He has a CZ and an AK. He's gonna drop
there you
it.
go. He throws it. I'm pretty sure Android will pick that up. So they do get upgraded pistols for everybody, but like I said, Def is going to be the main point of contention here. So they're going to be very careful with this rifle, making sure that they put that in the right position to, if not outright win the round, at least do some decent damage. And I like what they're doing now. The boost up in mid might catch these guys off guard. Def not able to spot much yet. But if they're listening in those apartments, they're going to be able to hear the ultimate pressure pushing up. And now Swag spraying into that, but he gives away his position, so Def's able to spray back, knocking out almost 2/3 of Swag's HP. And now promptly falling back. They had a big 5 stack on this site, too, that I only just now realized. However, they are pushing it back over towards B. Since they didn't spot any initial rush from Cloud9 into the A bomb site, they do swing it back and split things up into 3-2.
Has some good early damage on Swag.
But other than that, really nothing being done by Cloud9 at the beginning like 50 seconds of the round. They're all just sitting back and stacking up, playing into the default and kind of waiting it down before they stack up themselves and start to push back in. Obviously hoping for any opportunities they get to abuse the complexity roster and take down players early. But just not given those chances, so they do have to go forward into a straight on 5v5 site take. It's going to be a 5v3 on the A site, though, as they push in and very, very slowly begin to wrap around towards Arch side. First point of contact may end up being Tarek again, as he needs to push himself outside of the balcony position. There's going to be actually, there's nobody looking to balcony right now, so he has free passage to just walk out here and kill whoever he wants. They're all focused on the other players. Oh, at the last second, actually, Def looks around. He's going to last for 2 kills there. However, he'll go down after that one, and that'll drop the rifle. No chance of recovery, as it is deep in the site here. Slemmy moves in, looking for a headshot. He can't find it, and for Peter, there's nothing much that he can do either in this 1v3. So his best hope is going to be to post up in the apartments or somewhere else and look for maybe an extra exit kill or 2 that he can get to maximize the damage against the C9 roster's economy. To hopefully make things a little bit easier once they get into these gun rounds coming up on the next pickup.
Yeah, I wonder if C9 will hide in the pit and Peter could maybe sneak up and get a cheeky kill.
The nade kill would be even better if we saw that happen.
It's happening, I think.
I'm gonna walk in, he finds Rot. Oh! That's unfortunate.
1 HP.
He had him on the ropes. Just couldn't land that last punch. So 6-12 going into the first gun round. And complexity not going to be given many opportunities to make mistakes here. And now that the gun rounds have begun, Cloud9 already with a commanding lead, doubling the scoreline of complexity. And really only maybe 2 or 3 gun rounds at most will define the course of this map and could potentially allow for Cloud9 to just take complexity's map pick out of their hands. It's going to be fast-paced from Cloud9, though, as they're wasting no time with this push. And what's even worse, complexity originally gambled on a 3-man stack towards B. Thankfully, though, Slemmy was able to rotate quickly over towards Arches, so he is able to assist pretty fast with this fight. But smoked out at Library, he's going to provide limited assistance until these smokes start to fade away. One of the site defenders has already fallen, leaving only Android alive, and Android just gave himself away. He was hidden previously. Now they know he's in this pit, so they're just going to block him out, not let him do much. He had a free peek on a Stewie a second ago, but now he's lost that opportunity. And the rest of the team pushing back in. Android striking, able to find 1, peeking out again, looking for more. Rush responds with 2. Tracks that 3 kills from within the site. And now only Peter remains, trying to get anything done, but not going to happen. Tarek takes him out, and it's a 13th round for Cloud9.
Yeah, Rush and Tarek just putting work on that retake, showing why they are replacing Shroud of Nothing.
Absolutely. Definitely the big fraggers coming in from the Optic roster there. Tarek and Rush specifically definitely is probably the more highlightable one. But in this game, it's all Tarek showing his stuff here, as he's potentially going to be looking to drop a 30 bomb if he continues on this path. He's still like almost 10 kills ahead of the next teammate, which is Rush. Both of them, again, were playing on the same site in the last half, too, on CT sides. You can't even discount the fact that, oh, well, Tarek just had more players pushing towards them. No, they're both playing on the same site, so they had equal opportunities to perform. Now, as the rest of Cloud9 does get ready to push back in, Def set up sitting over here in the sandbags corner. Android already snuck off 1 kill, but 2 more get traded back seconds later by both Rush and Tarek as they pick up those kills. More pushing in. Slemmy, he's able to find 1 for himself. Rush with the trade again, though. Almost clears out the site and pushes in. Gets that second kill on Android to finish off the job. That's the B site wide open. And again, just 1 man left alive with a measly little P250. Nothing really that EA is going to be able to do. Cloud9 will be shooting up to 14 as Swag pushes out and gets that last frag.
And another 3K for Rush there, I think, as well. But I'm assuming this is a pause from complexity again. It's almost match point. They gotta talk about what they want to do. EA might pick up a second op.
They kind of have to take the pause again because this is, like I said before, they had maybe really 1 or 2 gun runs in this half with the way that the scoreline played out, and this is the second one right here. If they drop this one, they're going to force it in the last round, and it's not going to be pretty, even though they are in a full losing bonus right now.
Well, they do go for the double op. One thing I'd like to point out too is compLexity puts their main op at B, whereas C9 puts Skadoodle at arch side, so that's just like preference for some teams.
I've noticed, I noticed specifically when the map was starting to become more popular again, once it got added in, a lot of teams actually preferenced sending it over towards B, just because of how much control the op could have over that old car spot by half wall. But now, now they've started to experiment with it a little more. I think Cloud9 is one of the teams where Skadoodle just has more of a personal preference to playing towards A. Plus, they have
other oppers,
yeah. They have. I mean, not only that, but they have the crazy combo of what's normally Stewie and Automatic that play over there. Right now, it's Stewie and Swag. That's like even against like tier 1 European teams has proven to be like really hard to stop, and it oftentimes just limits the enemy T side to like only going to A, because lesser teams just don't even want to try to challenge that. It's just too hard to deal with.
compLexity goes with the triple B again to start.
They're gonna quickly change it though, as they already have moved over Def towards that A bomb site. So soon it's going to be 4 on A. They already have Slummy stuck in the cubby. And then a few more pushed out, actually. They're pretty aggressive with their positions still on CT side, to be completely honest. They want to try and stop this hit before it becomes a problem. Well, the problem is, though, is that, again, they haven't had the best track record with taking these initial 1v1s already. Skadoodle picking up an initial kill. It seems that there was enough pressure, at the very least, to scare Cloud9 away, though, as they do back up after getting that first kill. And they're grouping up at crossroads now. This is going to cause compLexity to get scared themselves and start to rotate over towards B. That may not be entirely necessary just yet. Cloud9 are taking it pretty slowly to keep their options open. But as smokes come in towards A, compLexity do keep it in an even 2-2 split just in case that it would come back over to this site. And they were correct to do that, as it's looking like a strong possibility. They may try to fake it towards B now, as they still have the 2 players on Banana. They're trying to figure out how they want to play those 2 players, but eventually they do decide to bring them back and just go for a straight push. Yay, hitting that op shot, but it's not a full kill. It only brings Stewie down to about 10 HP. They're going to lose Stewie, but 2 kills get traded out just a second later. They take down both that opper and the other player in the site, leaving only Def here at Library. He saw Tarek go past, so we called that out to Peter, but Peter, again, not able to hit the first shot, and now Tarek takes down Def. Peter gets the trade onto Tarek, but ultimately, again, another situation where the last man standing for the CT side has no choice but to fall back and save. So compLexity going to have to let it go up to 15 rounds on Cloud9 scoreboard and try to run what would now be 9 straight in order to take this into OT.
Yeah, Cloud9 went with the fake to A, then they went back to B, and then they went back to A. It was just all mind games, and it's hard to make the read as compLexity to know where they're going. So it was a nice play by C9, just back and forth, back and forth.
And they're going to send Swag in to hunt down Peter, actually, as they push in and look for him over here in the church. Peter's ready to hold that, though. Knocks out Swag, but again, the money for Cloud9, just like it was in the last half, it exploded pretty quickly as soon as they started taking rounds, as they have taken all the rounds so far in this half. So losing 1 additional player is not going to be a big deal. They can easily afford those rebuys, and not only that, but they have a 9-round advantage. So even if their economy gets brought down somehow by compLexity here, then they have plenty of cushion room to build it back up again.
Yep, Cloud9 on match point.
And looking at the strat here for Cloud9 on what's going to be potentially the last round of the map, Cloud9 just splitting out into the default again. They've got a 3-man stack towards B once more on call, but Slemmy cancels it pretty quickly. Again, really just to fend off the rush, as he's going to swing back over towards the A bomb site. The buy, obviously, as we had mentioned at the beginning of the last round for Cole, if they did lose this last round, it was going to be pretty poor, and once again, you can see an example of that one. It's not terrible. Unfortunately, it's just they're missing a lot of utility, like smokes and whatnot. They do prioritize quite a few mollies, as you can see, 3 of those getting bought up into there. And Peter Russell getting that first initial shot, but Tarek waiting inside of this window position here just destroys a 2-man push. Swag getting 1 more kill. Peter is able to trade for 1 over here onto Banana again, but it's left into another even 2v2 after the end of it. Not a huge stride for compLexity just yet, as their 2 remaining players are split up. Slemy's got to hold this, and he does it. Cloud9 just walk right into him, and compLexity is able to hold, giving them at least 1 more round. Another lifeline to hold on to as they start the climb up to round 15 themselves.
Yeah, Cloud9's putting a lot of pressure on compLexity. If you look at the nade usage, compLexity is using all their smokes early, whereas when Cloud9 was on the CT side, they were just holding their nades, posted up on angles. And I want to point out one thing is like Tarek will get the like 1 or 2 kills, but he pushes for more and more. I think when he's feeling it, he just doesn't know when to slow down. So that's just one little flaw that I noticed.
Well, not a big deal for Cloud9 to drop that round just yet. They still have the money to buy again. They still obviously have a huge round cushion to work off of here. In terms of the skill, they've still got that too. Swag is going to be able to push forward, finding Ye early on, taking him down. Slemmy, along with Android now, the only 2 players here sitting back to defend it, and Android completely blind right now. Thankfully, he's given plenty of time to recover from that due to Slemmy pushing back out, but Android, he's only going to be able to get 1 over there in the corner, taking out Stewie, but Rush and Skadoodle both trade out on Android and Slemmy, taking down both the site defenders. They've lost Def. It's on Peter to clutch 1v4. There's the first one, but now they know where he is, so the job gets a whole lot harder now. Peeking out, finds a second. I don't believe he saw the guy at Boiler. He's going to push forward, finding this on the ground, picking up the AK. Did he see him on the steps? He heard Tarek. As he falls back, he's trying to run. Get the heck out of here. He's wasting a lot of Peter's time, though, so the strat's working out great, actually, as the other player, Skadoodle, is incredibly low. So if Tarek can delay this fight for as long as possible, just bring that timer down. Peter's just going to push up, but oh, the smoke bounced. It didn't actually go into any point of the flames there. So Skadoodle is going to be able to take Peter down as the smoke goes outside of the bomb. And with that, Cloud9 secure their last round, ending the first map 16-7 as the final score.
Yeah, that was a good try by Peter. If he would have got that smoke off, could have been scary.
But ultimately, guys, that's going to be the end of our first map. So congratulations to Cloud9. They take early control of this series. The second map is going to be over on Train, and that'll be Cloud9's map pick. Do stick with us, guys, and we're going to be coming back with that second map in just a few minutes right here from the ESL One New York qualifiers.